My question for everybody, it sounds like it's three parts, but it isn't really. One is, I've heard economic development bandied around many times. I got 4 companies. We're trying to hire 1,000 people and bring in a lot of money. And our question is, can we afford to stay here? And the answer at the moment is no, because, to steal from Governor Romney, when you guys talk about economic development, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's not what I do every day. And that leads to subtraction, which is that, I'll be done in a couple seconds if you stop interrupting me. Subtraction means jobs and money are leaving the county and not coming in, and that's bad. And then the last piece is guts, which is, will any of you stand up to NMSA or county employees or the state to make this place successful?
I firmly believe that economic vitality and supporting small businesses that are trying to get started should be one of our top priorities. And that's why during this last budget cycle, I led an effort to restore $2 million to our budget so that we have money available so we can make grants and loans to companies that want to get started here. I think that's the best way to help create jobs in Los Alamos County. We have a research park and the Entrada Business Park, and there's great potential there to fill those areas. There are new technologies such as biofuels, algae-based biofuels. We gave $2 million grant to the New Mexico Consortium to help them get started. So that research, the cutting-edge research, and the jobs that comes with it will be done in our county. And that's the kind of approach that I favor. The county has got to be an ally. The other area that we can help is to simplify our code so that a business, when it wants to expand, they know very succinctly what they need to do. So these are the areas. We have to be an ally for businesses.
The research park and activities are good. But there is a need for what my friend Rick Niebel, who has a startup company, calls an industrial slum. Low rent space. And we have very little low rent lab, office, factory space. We have land over on DP Road. We have other tracts of land coming to us. Rick has suggested get some transportables from the lab, set them up over there, call it the Los Alamos Business Trailer Park, and let the startups use it. It might be worth it. If existing landlords were willing to offer something of that kind, great. But if they're not, we can do it. That's the kind of thing the county can move in and offer an opportunity.
So, cheers, Pete. You got 2 points. You hit really 2 great ideas tonight. The first one was the signage, where the county can be, be a service to our businesses instead of an impediment. And then the other one was this great idea. We're going to have, as soon as we get the big building done, we're going to have trailers that we can turn into this low rent. And we're going to have an area for this too, because eventually we're going to get the DP 21 site when we get that all cleaned up. The only other thing I was thinking maybe to add to this is maybe it's time for us to be serious about a local preference ordinance and make it easier for some of our local builders. I mean, it's been very quiet around here building for a while, and we might have to do something here to help get that all fired up again with our local builders that used to be vibrant local builders.
I think that in terms of economic development, we do have a lot of potential with spin-offs from the lab. Tech transfer seems like the most obvious thing that ought to be happening here. I think there's a couple of number of reasons why they don't. One is, I'm getting some funny looks, maybe I'm crazy about this, but I think, gee whiz, it seems like that's a good idea, but it could be that the types of people who want to be entrepreneurs are not the ones who are going to leave the lab, but it's their technology that might be leaving and could potentially be being worked on here. I do think there's a good possibility to have some kinds of grants once in a while for some small businesses to start up here if we really believe that there's something they're going to be hiring on and bringing in a lot of people here. I do think, again, because you're using public money, we have to be pretty careful with that. There are VCs, and why couldn't we partner with others of those around New Mexico to have them come up and see the benefit of investing in our companies up here? So yeah, I think we do need to think about it, but there's lots to look into. Thank you.
Eric, you and I have talked about this a bunch in passing at many of Gordon's concert series. I really believe that we need, if we're going to have diversification of, especially our technology, which is like what you're talking about, the county needs to provide incentives for that to be here. And even when they do come, they, as Eric was pointing out, they eventually leave for a number of reasons. There's not enough infrastructure for them, there's not enough of things for them to do when they're here. It's hard to attract people to come work and stay here. So those are things as a county that we can incentivize. So we can, if somebody wants to develop a property, we can incentivize them to have preferential treatment, local notions. We can be connected to tech transfer. We can find a partnership with a laboratory to allow that to happen. There are a lot of people that go on entrepreneurial leave and try to start something in Los Alamos. We can incentivize that to be successful. So as far as having the guts to stand up with NMSA, that's a tough question. But the answer is, in my case, I have a good relationship with most at LASO, the ones that I know, including a working relationship with Kevin Smith when we have had a chance to work together. So in the county, we would work together on those things.
I know that when you talk about economic vitality, that's sort of an ambiguous thing. From my standpoint, given my background in planning, the best thing that I can think of to improve economic vitality in this town is to update the zoning codes. They're outdated, they don't necessarily help small businesses, in many ways they hinder them. Like the example I gave for it being illegal for there to be a microbrewery. There are many other examples of similar issues, and I think that's what I can bring to the council as far as improving the economic vitality. As for standing up to other groups, I believe that it is the job of the council to stand up for the county, and you have to look after the interests of the county first, and that's what I plan to do if elected.